topic we're covering is freedom of religion. The situation is focusing on religion in public schools and how students have the right to express their beliefs.
Statistics relating to people's knowledge on religious freedom. So 68% of people disagree that the government should be allowed to place even reasonable restrictions on Americans' freedom to speak about the practice of their religion. 9 out of 10 Americans, 90%, say that religious is an inherent right and one that is not granted by the government. And an overwhelming majority, 85%, agree that religious freedom means that Americans can practice their religion without interference from the government.
We went around Oak Ridge and asked students and staff whether they knew what the Establishment Clause was and if they knew what the Lemon Test was. The Establishment Clause says that the government cannot establish a religion in a public school or any public place for that matter, and the Lemon Test is a test that anything that might have to do with religion in a public place has to go through, and in order for it to be constitutional it has to have a non-secular purpose, which means non-religious. It cannot entangle government and religion, and it also may not advance or inhibit religion.
Do you know the Lemon Test?
Absolutely not.
No.
Do you guys know what the Lemon Test is?
No.
No.
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the test where they determine whether something violates freedom of religion.
Do you know the Establishment Clause?
No, I don't.
I don't.
No.
I have no idea what that is.
No.
The Establishment Clause is?
Absolutely, I do. It's I don't know the exact wording, but it has to do with the prohibits the government from establishing a governmental religion and allows folks to practice whatever religion they would like to practice.
What are the 5 rights in the First Amendment?
Freedom of speech, freedom, right to bear arms, freedom of religion. What's the next one? I said freedom of speech.
Okay.
Do you know what your 5 rights are in the First Amendment?
Freedom of speech, right to bear arms. The next 2 are the right to assemble peacefully in a public area. I don't know this one.
Freedom of speech, religion, right to petition.
Yes. Speech, religion, petition, assembly, and press.
Nice shirt, Josie. Nice shirt, Josie.
Nice shirt.
Josie, you're not supposed to be wearing a shirt that expresses your religion at school. Go to the office. Josie, you can't wear a shirt at school that expresses your religion.
Yes, I can. Because under the Establishment Clause, the government cannot establish a religion in a public school. So I am practicing my free religion.
Okay.
Freedom of religion is basically everyone's right to practice or worship their own religion as long as it doesn't infringe with anyone else's rights.
There are a few important Supreme Court cases that are regarding freedom of religion and have set precedents for cases in the future. And so the first one is the Lemon versus Kurtzman case in 1971, which established the Lemon Test. And the Lemon Test says that for a law to be constitutional, it has to have a secular purpose, not advance or inhibit religion, and not result in entanglement of the government. And the Lemon versus Kurtzman case ruled that it was against the law to reimburse private schools for public education matters. In the Lee versus Weissman case of 1992, it was ruled that schools may not endorse prayer. Robert Lee, the principal of Nathan Bishop Middle School, invited a Jewish rabbi to lead a prayer at graduation, and one of the parents, Deborah Weissman, brought the case to court, and it was eventually appealed to the Supreme Court because she said that they should not have prayer at a public school graduation. And the court ruled that it did violate the First Amendment of the Constitution because it was in violation of the First Amendment Establishment Clause, which says that the government cannot establish a religion. In the Tinker v. Des Moines case of 1969, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that a school cannot punish a student for expressing their beliefs as long as it does not interfere with the discipline or the rules of the school, and it cannot affect another student. And in this case, students from Iowa wore black armbands to school in protest of the Vietnam War, and they were suspended for wearing these armbands. And the case went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that it was okay for them to express their beliefs of religion at school as long as it did not interfere with the school's rules.